So welcome to another video of Minecraft. Today, well, actually I was planning to show a video of before the changes that were coming in the new update though, but apparently, well, things occurred and live stream didn't go well there. So anyways though, I went ahead and prepared everything though in advance there, so all I could do was just go to it. I'm really just going to show about several of the worlds there and how they changed over time, between the two versions. Uh, Oh yeah. One thing about the villages though, they now have a new layout as well as new structures though too there, depending on where they are located in biomes and such there, which means snow will be mostly snow related materials and so forth there. Villagers will now have appropriate outfits based on where they're at as well. There are new pillagers, the enemies though, that will also be located nearby or in some odd instances in town, because what could be better than having your own enemy right next door? So let's go and visit some of these villages though. Now the ones with the EX represents when it was in experimental mode, testing mode. So what I'm going to do is show you a few of these villages that I've randomly generated there, and some that were found on websites as well as some videos. First one up is the three villages in one there. Basically, it's when some villages might be bigger though and will be combined into various bigger villages though. And what's interesting is the fact that they are different biomes. Oh, well, that's different. Oh, and also they changed in this update is the way the settings look now. Now it's much darker though. Yeah, I have not got around to looking around it, but hopefully you can change the keyboard layout. Previously, they made it look like you can, but apparently you could not. I have a Bluetooth keyboard there that I've used before, though, and I could not redo my keys. Anyways, so in one of the websites there was a world seed there. No, they're burning. In which this village was actually 3 in 1, though. There was a combination of a mesa, a desert, and I guess you want to say a zombie village. Zombie villages can be seen as villages with cobwebs on the outside. As you can see over here. Now, like a lot of villages, though, they will form. Well, that's me. They will form a base though until it hits something. And as you can see right here, that's what's interesting though. Zombies are dead now. As you can see though, now the new villagers will have the new looks though. This will also they will also gain the new look. Hello there. Even when I have a previously built village. But as you can see right here though, this village was a pre-made one though. And as you can see, for some weird reason though, the crops is growing in the sand though. Some of them actually just, basically the pathway grew over it. There is a partial tree barrier in there. See lots of cats. Let's get a lovely overhead view of this. So this is actually 3 villages in 1. Like I said, though, over here, as you can see, my little cross cursor over there. This was the ghost town, though. This is your mesa one, and of course, this is your sand or desert village. That looks weird over there. Is that a plain looking one? Wait, I tend to get easily distracted here. That's weird. Is it completely cut? I don't remember seeing that before. And here's another odd thing though. This is completely a square. That's weird. I remember last time when I came over here, it was not completely squared. The game broke it. Okay. Anyway though. Now before I go off though, there is a village. Should be a village. There was a village. Yeah, there was a village over here. And apparently the update caused it to be cut in half. That's weird. Yeah, there's a former garden and so forth. Hey Mojang, I think my former villages got cut in half. Surprisingly, this was okay there. I don't know what's going on there. That did not happen last night. At least this village is more or less intact. I don't know. It's kind of weird though because it shouldn't affect it too much there. Okay, so I'm now going to the other village where it would show the updated version of it though. So hopefully it didn't change that much there, but with my luck though, it probably messed it up too. Okay, as you can see here though, this is the new villages though, once again. Same places though, but now with the new structures though. Let everything load up here. There's your mine shafts over there. There are some new buildings though. The churches now have stained glass windows as opposed to regular glass. Yes, there we go. There's some market stalls. And no longer they're dead though, but as you can tell, the sand or desert village now overtakes most of the village itself. And here's what's interesting though. The well, or former well, is down there. Interesting how this formed up. And what I was going to show before apparently this update is if you come back to the seed, you can see that the village that was supposed to be here is no longer here now. Apparently certain villages that was in some worlds are, oh, there's also an outpost there and loading. Anyway, some villages that was built in water, except for this right here though, sometimes are vanished though. So if you was to compare the pre-existing ones though and the updated one though, you would see that I guess the villagers decided to relocate. This is interesting though. Now one thing about villages though, it used to be though that the land would form and then the villages are basically dropped on the land. So if there was a hill, well then the villages will get knocked, or not knocked up, but they will form around the hill, sometimes causing buildings to be molded, I guess you can call it though, into the hillside, which also unfortunately blocks off some of the villagers. Hopefully this didn't change up. But here's another one I found on the website too, though, in which this had a village built into the mountain. Unless the update had messed it up too. What should happen though is that I should be loaded right in front of the village. And here we go. That. But as you can see here, originally though, before the update, when you first enter the world seed there, it would automatically drop you right here. Oops. But anyways though, as you can see though, once again though, whenever buildings are dropped though, they don't automatically drop down there though. Instead though, they will build this large base until it meets the ground somewhere. There's a village right there. Also, as you can tell though, that some of this village is also built on a little cave system too. And of course, the usual floating land there. Okay, so let's see how this looks like now with the updated version though. Once again though, the village will no longer be in the hill there. So what was that called again? Cliffside Village. It's like I already forgot where it's at. Okay. And if I was to go and look at the exact same village again, but in the new version though, you would see that should see that the villages not only are updated though, but they're no longer in the mountain though. In fact, they're built on top of the mountain though. And as you can see, there is like a little farm area over here now. But of course though, the village is way smaller now. You can see the cave system that the previous village was built upon. Also of note there, the buildings now have beds in there though, so whenever it's nighttime, the villagers will go to bed. Look at this. Yeah, once again, technically this path is built. Sorta though. If I was to go like right here, you can see it more or less fits there. And as you can see, there's another outpost over there. Oh, I didn't realize there was a village over here. Whoosh. Let's take a quick look on this village over here. Now, one thing is, though, like I said, though, before, though, that buildings will not. Oh, there's a golem down there. Buildings will no longer merge with one another, though, like they used to, though. Or at least the chances of it is kind of low. I don't know about this, though. One thing I like about these villages, though, is the fact that they do not have potted plants. I like these new buildings over here. Sand villages will now also have sand towers. I guess supposed to be their church. No, because I've seen churches before, but cats. Okay. So I'm going to visit 2 more villages, worlds. Okay, so I shown this up before though, but this is one I've found on somebody's YouTube video though, in which a person and their kids there found a village built on a sand hill though. And just like like the mountains there, don't worry about my little beacon over there. You can see that unfortunately some of these people are trapped inside their buildings though, because apparently their buildings got molded into this area though. These poor guys, they'll never know how to get out though. What's funny is that right here, this guy is not technically stuck as he can climb up, but apparently he refuses to climb out. There's also another village over here in the back. You got your ice biome over here. But anyways, you can see that the farm is built in there and so forth though. Now, there is another village, not this one over here that's built in the water though, but there's another village right where my little crosshair is at, over in this range, which I'll show in a moment though. But first of all, we'll show you what the new village looks like. You can see that door up there too. Well, now I'll show you how the village will look like though, since they changed, I guess, the game coding to where, like I said, villages will no longer be molded in there or merged. So Heel Town. Okay, so this new village though is been changed up. And as you can see, no more village in the hillside though. Once again, to prove that this is the same place, here's this giant hole here. Instead though, we now have these sand structures there. The new buildings. And the half-buried temple that's still over there. You got like floating sand, as you can see right here where my little crosshair is at though. Now there is a village that I'm going to back out here so it can be blocked off by the fog. I like going back and forth apparently. Anyways, so the thing is though, there's this village over here on the side, and this update also messed it up though. And the original person who discovered this world did not know about it though. Of course I told him though. But what happens though, like I mentioned before, again, that this village is actually 2 villages combined into one though, but since it formed awkwardly, there we go, you got half and half. You got your savanna combined with your desert. Now you might see a little stained glass there though, because when I first came over here though, fire came out. And look at the way the buildings were shaped. It's like a little earthquake came by though. Little guy jumping up and down. I like how the water well over here kind of did that though. And as you can see here, the path was built on people's houses and whatever. As you can see here though, there were some more houses over here built in the side of the mountain. I didn't realize this at first though, but there was unfortunately somebody's house was built and merged in this hill. If you just go back over here though, you'll see another little hut over here. And then I'm pretty much stops right there though. And then I'm up in the clouds. Now what I try to do though, I was trying to replicate this again though. Because I thought, oh, this is funny looking though. And where is it? As you can see, I was kind of bored there. Yeah, this should be over here too. So I tried it again though, and then an interesting thing came up though, in which, of course, the village got changed around though. Now, as you can see though, the crops over here are normal though. The pathway is though the broken house is no longer broken though. And now this one right here in the middle got cut off. But pretty much everything's still the same though. Now, if it was to look at the updated version. Okay, once again, I want to fly over there because where I ended up. Let's go and see how the new update changed things around. Once again, floating sand onto the left. As you can already see here, though, it's mostly your savanna mixed in with your desert, though. And, of course, the land hasn't... Okay, there it is. It's loaded up. What's so interesting, though, is that this well is updated, though, but there's nothing below it, technically. When I first came over here, though, I was showing somebody something, though. The sand around here formed and eventually fell down there, which was weird. Now, as you can see, though, once again, the buildings are not part of the landscape or the mountain, though. As you may notice, though, there is a waterfall over here. When I first came over here, this whole section right here was a giant waterfall. After plugging it up, well, it revealed more of the village. Now, here's what's interesting, though, is that this keeps going and going past where the original hut was, and now you got the rest of the village over here. Oh, I gotta change the time of day. I forgot to do that. Sure. Oh, let's do that. Okay. Never mind. That's just my phone being a butt. Anyways, and you can also see part of the farm got, well, upended. But here's what's something also funny though. The path, once again, if you was to combine it right about here, you can see there's another path over here. And here we go. We got a little village continuing on over here. With them broken up farmland, some more of this. This was also underwater too. And we got the typical spooky darky cave. Now, they used to have certain world seeds that you can pick from, though, from the menu, though. But then they since then, though, they updated it and it's no longer available. So what I had to do was to go back and look it up on some websites, so to get the seeds. One of the seeds was Village Island. Basically, an island built on a small has a village built on it. I can't speak right now. You might think, oh, that's cool there. But the thing is, though, there were some issues with it, though, when it was made. So as everything loads up. As you can see, typically there's lots of boardwalk because, villages need their pathways. But you can't see it automatically, though, until you get closer, though, that many of the buildings got cut off there, like over here. Yeah, you guys quit. Violence. Somebody's angry. Many of the buildings were combined there. Ever wanted a farm that's also your house? Here you go. Look at this. This house is this is not even a house anymore. This is basically a farm. This is part also a good reason why they got rid of it though too though. Part of the pathway got built on top of the well. Poor cats. Okay, now we switch over to the updated version. There's an angry panda looking at me over there. Now, even though most of the buildings no longer are combined and messed up like that, though, that does not mean that certain buildings will not be in the same spot that you would think they would be. Now, here's a new look of this place, though. But interesting enough, though, the market area is now underwater. The new market area, to clarify. Also, we have water brick block underwater because logic. There's no one in the back too. But once again, you can see the new buildings. Now, for those that have seen my survival videos when I first started, though, one of the world seeds is no longer available there, so I had to look that up though. That also has some changes in this too, though. It was formerly called Stronghold's Village. Apparently, I was still new to the game, so I didn't know what a stronghold was though. But anyways, I spent a good hour trying to look for a village when I first started off, and man, this was on a previous phone though. Of course, right now with this phone though, let's see, once it loads up, it's like, oh, the village was over here all the time though. So let's take a quick look at the 4 villages here. By the way, this is how it used to look like on my other file, world though. Okay, nothing out of the ordinary. And of course, you got another village over here. Now here's something interesting though. Even though this is showing the old stuff though, for some reason a new village formed up though because of the update. So technically this was not here the other day. So let's ignore that. But yeah, look at this though. This village has been cut in half. It's like, oh man, they're going to find us. So I don't know what happened there. I mean, it's a good thing I wasn't doing anything important. But this village is about right. Why is that village cut in half? Anyways, though, there should be 2 villages. I'm saying should though because, like I said, this update did stuff. Can I go faster? No, I can't go faster. Let's pretend we go faster. Whoosh. Lucky enough, I spent so much time in this version of the world there. I should know where most of the stuff is. Now, this village wasn't here either. Ooh, I can see down there though. So let's ignore this village too though, because that does not belong in there. Okay. Now for some reason, the next time I came over here though, because this is a different file though, I came over here and I was like, why is there some lava? Sometimes the game is random and will like to release the lava. Who knows why? Anyways though, now when I say some villages might end up disappearing though, okay, first of all, those buildings were not cut in half. Weird. So let's ignore the buildings that shouldn't be cut in half. Anyways, some of the villages though, like this one for example, will end up disappearing completely though. Because when I went back on here on experimental mode, which is now the current live one. Now, when I went over here, though, there was a little change there. I don't know why some of these are different now. Maybe I should have. Anyways. As you can see here, though, the pillagers, the bad guys, are now located here. I don't know why. Anyways, as you can see now, new village is upgraded. Now here's what's interesting, though. The old village that should have been in the old file is back over here, though, even though it's the updated one. Because if I go over here, the new village that's in the other one is... Yeah, this is weird. It's using the... yeah, it's using the buildings from the old village. Yeah, it's using the old textures. That's weird. This game is broken. Good job, whoever's in charge of this. I'm afraid to see what happens if I go to those villages now. As you can see, that one village I was in the other world is no longer here. I mean, that's a good thing because it wasn't there before. Anyways, there's the new village over there. Which, technically, I'm going to totally ignore that, though. The volcano is... Well, not the volcano, but the lava area is gone. But if you go over here where that village I was telling you about, though, see, it is no longer there now. So for that little island. Okay, drawing to a close now. Okay, there's like one, two more. As you can see in my thumbnails over here, though, Mountain Village used to have a village there too there, and the next time you see it, though, there was none in there, though. I should already be there, though. Huh. I swear, if this game breaks the villages I was working on, though. Okay. So we got here is, okay, you guys were not there last time. Game does not want to care about me. Anyways, ignore the oddly placed new village. Anyways, though, this village is a nice size there, whatever, though. Why are you... This is driving me crazy. Why are you... I like how I want to show things off, though. Update says, no, you will see things. Watch this. It's probably going to be like, nope, no village there. Okay. Okay, what's supposed to happen? There's supposed to be no villages on this river. Watch it prove to me wrong again. Ha! See, the village is not there. Good. Anyways, before the weirdness of this game started, though, as you can tell, they packed up and moved. And there's a pillager jumping up and down. I'm not even sure. Maybe he was doing some shooting practice with his crossbow. Okay, and finally one more. Before I go a little crazy here because the game hates me. Yeah, well, I'll try to look for this one world there. I was off by a number, though, but I found an interesting village anyways. That's fair. I'm not supposed to show that off, too. I better look around. I don't feel very confident. I heard that. Okay, there should be a village over here from... let's see. Ha. Good. Anyways, though, here's another case of village being built into side of mountain, or in this case, hill. You villagers over there, why are you built over here? That's weird. They broke the game. Okay, this clearly was not here, though. Why is a lot of... Okay, let's ignore that again. Let's focus on this. And that's what we're going to be focused on. Anyway, so here we go. Yeah, I see that poor guy. Help me, help me. I can't feel sorry for these guys, though. Oh, I forgot. Let's be nice before I leave here. Let's see, well, this... Oh, man, leave some steps. It's not best kind. Anyways, though, and then finally we'll show the updated version of this. As you can see here automatically to your left, now we have a floating bell tower or whatever. Apparently they're broken though. So in case of emergency, you better make sure you have a ladder up there. But once again, no buildings are being built in the mountainside though. Instead, they're on top. Lovely. And we have our broken, glitched out village again. Oh, for a moment I thought that hill was a giant. I thought it was a giant house. Although it does kind of look like a house from this angle. And then we got your pillagers. Now, one thing about the outposts, though, they can be formed almost anywhere. I've seen some that was halfway in water and so forth, so that's just weird. Let's see. Somebody's got a leak. But yeah, like I said, though, buildings will no longer, or should I say, will have a very less likely chance of being merged together. I really like saying that so many times. I should have like a counter here somewhere. Okay, so I think that's about it, though, showing about all the weird wackiness of the update. Weird. I can tell you one thing for sure, I did not come over here and decide, hey, let me rearrange the furniture, so to speak. Why is that? I'm going to look it up, though, and see why somebody... This is weird. There's just floating blocks over here. Anybody home? I just thought of something though. What if it changed the oh boy. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for that. I'm going to go and look at some more of these though on my time though. And see if they broke any of my villages I was working on. Anyways, that is all for now, though. Sorry if the volume sounds a little off, whatever, though. It's one of the things about having a mobile version of a game, though. That's very popular, though. Anyways, there's also a lot of things that's been added in there, too, there. And, of course, Java tends to have more stuff in there, too, though. Let me see something here. I should have... Not that one. Ah, here we go. Oops. Oh, forget that. Anyway, though, that's pretty much it, though. I was going to show a patch note there. But, yeah. I'll see you all next time, though, with another video of something, though. I'm still, who knows, I might actually do a video of one of these messed up villages that got cut in half somehow, some way. Until then, that is all. And there should be some links or something to previous Minecraft videos as well as other videos. If you like what you're seeing, though, please leave a like, though, and sub to be notified and so forth. That is all.